Hello and good morning. It's Phil Thatch, and once again, I'm out with the OM system OM-1 Mark II, and today I'm using the flagship lens. This is the 150 to 400 continuous f4.5, and it also has a built-in 1.25 teleconverter. Really cool combination, and I'm at kind of a new location for me. First bird I saw was a white-eyed vireo, and I think I got a few really good shots of it. There's the beautiful white-eyed vireo in the foliage, and you can see it's going to be a rainy morning. It's already rained a little bit, but it wasn't raining at the time. You can see some water on these leaves. This is 1/320th of a second, 400 millimeters, wide open at 4.5, teleconverter not switched on. With the teleconverter on, the aperture switches to 5.6 as the minimum, but without the teleconverter, it's 4.5 and 400 millimeters. This is ISO 1000. Here's another shot of the beautiful white-eyed vireo. It looks like it's about to sing. This is 1/320th of a second, 400 millimeters, f4.5 and 1000 ISO. Here's another shot with the exact same settings. Just a beautiful bird. I was happy to catch it in this location. A lot of times the bird is hidden in the foliage, but in these shots, I got pretty clear shots of the bird. And now here it is singing. And there is a little motion blur in the bottom part of the beak because the beak moves around quite a bit during the singing. And even though this is relatively fast for me, 1/320th of a second, it wasn't fast enough to freeze that beak. Still the same settings, 400 millimeters f4.5 and ISO 1000. Still on that same perch with the same settings. I just picked out a few of my favorites from a burst that I made. It stayed on this perch for 3 or 4 seconds, much longer than these birds normally stay in one location. And now it's turned to face me and it is singing. And these settings are staying the same, 1/320th of a second, 400 millimeters f4.5 and ISO 1000. I'm using automatic ISO with manual shutter speed and manual aperture. And here is another shot with the exact same settings. The bird's giving us a look at its other side here. Just beautiful. I love these white-eyed vireo. One final shot on this perch. I was so thrilled to get all of these, and I just picked out my favorite ones and shared them with you. And once again, the same settings. Now this is more like where you'll see a white-eyed vireo. You're lucky if you can even see its eye, and I was thrilled that I was able to bag the eye perfectly in focus through all of this foliage. This is 400 millimeters f4.5, 1/320th of a second, and 1250 ISO for this one. And this is the only shot I got of the bird on this perch, but I'm really happy with it. This is what you'll probably see if you happen to see a white-eyed vireo in the wild. And then I was still working on the white-eyed vireo, and there's this junk car out here. And what came up and landed on the side mirror was a male eastern Tohi. So I got a shot of the male eastern Tohi, and I didn't even use all 400 millimeters. I think I zoomed it back to about 250 for the eastern Tohi shot. Here's the male eastern Tohi on the side view mirror of the junk car. This is 250 millimeters, 1/320th of a second, f4.5 and 1600 ISO. Such a beautiful bird. I was happy to get a shot of it, but I wish it had landed on something besides the mirror of the junk car. But I was happy to get it even in that location. Well, now it has started raining, and I moved a little bit away from the junk car, and I managed to get a couple more shots of the eastern Tohi. I think these are much better shots, and through the rain. A lot of my shots were at 1/320th. That's kind of what I've been shooting at this morning, but it got darker when the rain started, so I slowed my shutter speed down to 1/200th, and I think I have acceptable shots at both shutter speeds, 1/320th and 1/200th. I'm working from the car. I guess you can see that the car's wet right here, and of course the lens hanging out the window got wet, but these OM system cameras have fantastic weather sealing, so I'm not really worried about that at all. Now the male eastern Tohi is in a much better position. This is 1/320th of a second, 400 millimeters f4.5. Not a lot of light here. This is 3200 ISO, and it is actively raining. You can see water droplets all over the bird. And here's another shot on that same perch. And in this one, you can see water droplets falling in several spots in this shot. This is also 1/320th of a second, 2500 ISO for this one. Here's another shot. Now the bird is singing. I've slowed the shutter speed down to 1/200th. You can see longer streaks with the slower shutter speed, and you can also see some water on the bird. This is 2000 ISO. And this is the last shot of the beautiful male eastern towhee. I love those red eyes. This is still 400 millimeters, f4.5, 1/200th of a second, and 1600 ISO. What a beautiful bird. I hear them all the time, but I rarely get a decent photograph of them, and I was happy to see this one today. Still raining, haven't seen any birds, but I thought I would talk about this camera. Man, I'm enjoying it. This is my third time out shooting with it, and I'm just thrilled with the autofocus and the functionality of the camera. It seems almost second nature. It took me just a little bit to get used to the menu and get it set up, but once I got that done, it's like second nature operating this camera. And I would rank it, this is a micro four thirds sensor. So it's a small sensor. So I don't want to compare it to full frame sensors, but I will compare it to APS-C sensors. And, this is a smaller sensor than an APS-C sensor, but I have the top of the line APS-C Nikon, which is the Z52. I have the top of the line Sony, which is the A6700. And I have the top of the line Canon, which is the R7. And I would rank this camera above all three of those. It's definitely, in my opinion, a better camera for this type of photography than any of those three. Now, one thing that's different, this camera has a fast readout speed stack sensor, and those three from the big three, Nikon, Sony, and Canon, do not have a fast readout speed stack sensor. So I think that's the biggest difference. Plus, this is kind of more of a flagship camera than those are. This camera is more expensive than any of those. If you go by retail price, it's more expensive by nearly $1,000. But if you like a small sensor camera for that reach, this is the best one. There's not one better out there than the OM System Mark II. And I'm bummed that I have to send it back soon. I think I may have one or maybe two more shoots left before I have to put this thing back in the mail and send it back to OM System. And I really appreciate them letting me try it out, because this thing is really awesome. So another nice morning out with the OM System OM-1 Mark II. I was really happy to get these shots. Man, this camera does a great job. Just a wonderful little machine. The micro four thirds professional level camera with a stacked sensor and an amazing lens. All in all, just wonderful. Everybody should make a camera like this. Well, I'm going to call it a morning. I just had about an hour this morning to try to get out and make some more photos with this awesome camera. And I was happy to get the two birds that I got. I think I got some pretty decent shots of both of them. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, reach down, hit the thumbs up button. That helps me out a lot. If you want to see some more stuff like this, subscribe and hit the bell. And as always, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.